What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Macho Movie Madness.
Oh, yeah.
I am Brandon, and alongside me always is Kenny and Andrew. What's up, guys?
How's it going?
What's up?
It's going. We're going to do a versus today, guys. This is I'm actually kind of excited about this. This is the Slashers of 81 versus. This is a triple threat. We haven't done a three-way versus in a few years?
2019, maybe?
Was the last one the Halloween versus
Friday versus Elm Street?
Probably. Yeah, the remakes? Yeah. I think so. Don't do them to. And we added a couple extra categories. We got 7 categories, so this ought to be interesting to see which one's going to come out on top here. We got The Burning. Again, like I said, it's all 1981. They've got The Burning, The Prowler, and My Bloody Valentine, the OG My Bloody Valentine. All really good slasher movies.
Yes.
So this is going to be a lot of fun. For our categories, we're doing story, setting, and acting, like always, pretty much for every kind of versus. We added score for this one because, what's a horror movie without a little bit of a score, right?
Right.
And we're doing scare factor, which is also common on these horror verses. And we added kills and best killer. So we've got 7 categories. It should be interesting to see how this all lines out with all 3 of us. We finally got Kenny here. He doesn't get to join us too much in person. I guess we're not really in person, but you know what I mean. On video, we get to see his beautiful face.
Absolutely.
And so quick rundown. I'm not going to go through a bunch of backstory on these movies because I never do. We'll be here all day. More than likely, but just quick rundown, like I always do. The directors for The Burning, we've got Tony Malum. For The Prowler, Joseph Zito, which I mentioned in my Friday the 13th 4 review. He was the Friday the 13th Part 4 director. They found him after Steve Miner turned it down. They found him because of The Prowler.
Yeah. And for Macho Movie Madness fans, he did Red Scorpion.
He did Red Scorpion, yeah. And we just did a Warehouse B on that a little while back.
Right.
And thank you for the views. That's pretty awesome, man. I can't believe that little movie got the views that it did. And for My Bloody Valentine, director is George Mahalka. And if anybody in the comments knows how to pronounce that, if I did that right or not, let me know. But I'm pretty sure that's right. Beautifully. Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate the support. The Burning. Box office and budget. So the Burning had a $1.5 million budget, only raked in $707,000, actually a little under $708,000. Yeah, a little rough. The Prowler, I couldn't find what the box office total for the Prowler was, but it was less than the budget from what I gather. It says less than $1 million, and the budget was exactly $1 million. So that's a damn shame. And My Bloody Valentine got a $2.3 million budget, and this was made in Canada, and it brought in $5.7 million. So not great, but it profited a little bit here, So, I mean, do you want to reveal kind of what you think the strongest movie in this lineup is, just overall?
I think our picks will probably reveal that. At least I know for me, they will. Mm-hmm. I think just overall, these to me, after the big 2, Friday and Halloween that year, these to me are the next best. I mean, there's a few others you could probably throw in there. And we've done a versus with My Bloody Valentine on this channel versus the new one, which it was a clean sweep for the OG. We've covered The Prowler. We did The Burning versus Sleepaway Camp, which was a win.
Did. That's right.
It's like our episode 3 of versus. So it's fun to talk about these again after so long.
Yeah, maybe we got some fresh eyes on them. We all just watched these again recently. Do we want to run down the plots of these movies before we get started?
I think most horror fans are pretty devout. They will know the plots to these.
Yeah. Good old fashioned revenge plots in these.
Yeah,
just kind of like Friday in a way. But
2 of them are kind of similar in plot. The Prowler and My Bloody Valentine, where there was this. They've not put on this dance for so long. It's like the first one back in so many years. So that was kind of strange to rewatch those and go, oh, these are similar in a way.
Very similar.
Other aesthetics are different, but that plot point was kind of the same.
Yeah, the burning was just a little bit different as far as, it's a good old revenge plot, but it's kind of a cross between a Friday and a sleepaway camp movie meets, something like, but interesting to see that the killer is getting revenge based on a bad prank gone wrong that ended in his, near death, severely burned, traumatized. He was already what looked like to be special anyway. Anyway, so let's go ahead, since we're talking about story, let's go ahead and get started. What's that? Yeah, special ed. All right, let's start on story. First category. Let's get the ball rolling. Who wants to take story first?
I'll take story.
Okay, Andrew.
Story for me is My Bloody Valentine. Okay. I really like this story, and I like, like the Prowler, it's kind of a whodunit, but I like the way this one was done just a little bit more. Mm-hmm. I like the way all the kills were laid out, and I really like, we'll get into it, but like the town and just the mythology behind everything in My Bloody Valentine.
Kenny?
I'm with Andrew. I really enjoyed The Burning a lot, but because of its likeness to Friday Part 2, I felt My Bloody Valentine was different. Mm-hmm. It wasn't held at the camp, and so it had a whole new feel for me. The old dirty mine.
Yeah.
And with the Prowler, it just, that's a good slasher. For 80s, if you like 80s slasher movies, the Prowler's a good one. But the story, just compared to the other two, it's not even close. Like, it gets a dead last for me.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Because you never really got the point of why the guy was doing the killing. You kind of have to just make that up yourself. Because it never really explains it.
Was it the scorned lover thing?
Yeah, the sheriff was the guy who got John Deere or John Doe, whatever.
Dear John.
Dear John. We're going
John Deere. You got John Deere.
and so they're having this dance again in the first time forever, and he had this fake fishing trip he was going on, and that was like his whole setup. What kills story for me with the Prowler is it feels like they're trying to pad the run time a lot in it. Mm-hmm. You get to the point with that hotel clerk, and they just, where he's acting like he's going out to his room and making noise, and that whole scene's like 3 or 4 minutes long and doesn't need to be. There's scenes where she's going into rooms, out of rooms, back into rooms, and it's why. It's got to be to get this to like 120 minutes or an hour and 20.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So did it actually explain?
I think you had
John Deere guy.
The Dear John guy.
We gotta say John Deere. Yeah, we gotta say John Deere. We got Joe Diffie.
Yeah.
I think it's implied, and you just have to connect the dots there.
Yeah, I don't mind that, but I'm gonna go with My Bloody Valentine too. Not that it matters at this point; it takes the category, but that's a clean sweep for My Bloody Valentine on story. I agree with you guys. I think it's just better, and My Bloody Valentine's done way better. I don't, Kenny, you said the Prowler was last for you. I think the Burning's last for me in this one. I don't know. They're really so close, 2 and 3, that I don't know. Maybe it might depend on my mood. Next time I watch both of them, it might change. It's just so far out there on My Bloody Valentine, just so up here, and those two and their plots are just so down here. I don't know. I feel like the Burnings just not. I'll talk about it later. It's just not a strong man. I don't know. The Prowler I think's better.
Yeah, this could get interesting. This could be Point Break and Roadhouse Part 2 right here. I might.
Yeah,
might have to
you're
get
already. You're already ruffling my guy.
I'm already too stupid to have a good time.
I'm getting a little freaking pissed off, man.
Yeah. I am so freaking pissed.
So I'm gonna have a
BF.
I hope he's never been John Deered.
Dude, I'm gonna have a BF.
I don't want to have another one. I just had one 15 minutes ago.
On Easter. Man, I tell you.
All
right, let's move
Sunday.
on. On Easter Sunday, you're acting a fool, man. Come on. All right. Setting / atmosphere. Setting. We'll go with setting. I'm gonna have to pick My Bloody Valentine on this one. We talked about a little bit with story. I kind of like that small, isolated town. I like the settings. I like the locations. And of course, you got the mine. I like that a lot. I feel it's creepy. I think it's dark. It's a good setting. It's a little bit different. Not that I don't like the woods and camp, but it's been done a billion times before. I actually really like the Prowler setting, but nothing's going to beat that mine shaft. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that little bitty town where, that mine looms over everything, and those guys are like Benny Hill slapping each other in the butt with towels and stuff, and it seems like a close knit community.
Now hold on, it's like I didn't say anything about liking that part, but yeah.
No.
It's a little fruity.
This is the one I really like. My Bloody Valentine, and I really like the burning. I like the setting, all the raft stuff and the stuff on the river, the POV shots through the woods. Mm-hmm. I really like that. And the easy answer is My Bloody Valentine. I think it's probably the right answer. I really want to go with the burning, but I'm going to go My Bloody Valentine.
What do you think, Kenny? I know that takes the win, but what do you think?
I was kind of like Andrew. I wanted to pick the burning, but I'm going to go with My Bloody Valentine on this one. I love the mines like you. It's real claustrophobia. Yeah. Sleepy little mining town.
I like the scenes there too, where they're, they got the love triangle thing, but there's like a long distance shot where they're there next to a lake walking, and Mabel's place, the bar. It's got a lot of really cool little set pieces throughout this movie.
Well, hell, I guess that was easy enough. You want to move on to acting? Anybody else want to talk about locations or anything first? Move on to acting. Okay. Well, I'm not picking acting this time. Kenny, you pick this time.
Acting?
Yeah.
I took the burning on the acting.
Okay.
Just okay.
Well, no, I mean, that was a compliment.
Okay.
No. I was acknowledging you're okay, not questioning your choice. That was an acknowledgement. Okay.
I felt like the acting was better in the burning. Although I feel like I'm probably My Bloody Valentine heavy on this. Mm-hmm. But the two main actors in My Bloody Valentine that's some of the worst acting I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Axel and is it TJ?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I was laughing my ass off at these two guys. They're terrible.
TJ and TJ. Yeah.
I didn't mind the girls so much, but those guys, I wasn't as hot on.
I think the girls,
and that's why they never did jack shit after this, but soap opera, and it makes sense because they were terrible. I felt like you got to know the characters more in the burning. They built those characters in the burning too. Like you felt like you know them, and you had Glazer. Remember him?
Yeah, Glazer was wild, wasn't he?
Wasn't he in Hackers?
It could have been.
Was that him in Hackers, the bad guy, the really cheesy bad guy? Was it Hackers? I'll have to look and see. Let me look and see real quick while you guys are.
Dude, he was in Dances with Wolves, Unforgiven, Spider-Man. Remember, he's that asshole bookie in Spider-Man.
Interesting.
When he's wrestling in that cage. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Fisher Stevens. He's Woodstock.
Like, I failed to.
Yeah. Holly Winter's in that movie too.
Yeah, young. You know what I remember Fisher Stevens from?
What's that?
Short Circuit.
Okay.
Short Circuit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Short Circuit 1 and 2.
Number 5.
Where is he? Wasn't Hackers. He's the Plague in Hackers, and that was the Angelina Jolie movie. Good Lord, that was so bad. That's so bad.
It was bad.
George Costanza's hair is credited in this movie.
Yeah, Jason Alexander actually had a good set of hair in this.
Yeah.
I thought it might have been the best actor in the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Jason Alexander.
He was pretty decent in that, I think. Jason Alexander. I thought he did all right.
I liked him and the lead counselors quite a bit. Yeah. Now that Kenny brings this up, I think I'm swayed. I wasn't sure in this one exactly where I was going, but I'm going to Burning because I don't think the Prowler is. I mean, the main girl's okay. The main guy, the cop, is all right, but the rest of them, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to go to Burning.
I think on My Bloody Valentine, we have what's her name, Lori Hallier or Hollier.
Is that Sarah?
She's the one that plays Sarah Mercer. Yeah. She was the mom in Night of the Twisters. Do you remember? Did you guys watch that movie back in the day?
Didn't you say that was one of your favorite TV movies?
Back in the day, yeah, like in the 90s. Had Devon Sawa in it. She was the mom. That's a good question. It's a good question. She was the wife to John Schneider. Man, I'm probably gonna have to agree with you guys. I think The Burning. I think they're just a little bit better. Everybody did a lot better job in The Burning than in the other two movies. My Bloody Valentine would probably take second.
Yeah.
The Prowler's just forgettable as far as acting goes.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's just there's nothing spectacular.
Right. Okay, so we're gonna give acting to The Burning.
And I don't know, real quick, if you guys really looked in to the actors that played these characters. Like, so many of these people were straight up soap opera actors, and I mean they were in every damn soap opera known to mankind, and they look like it. The cop or the deputy that's in the Prowler. I mean that dude's got soap opera written all over him.
Mm-hmm. You know something I noticed about these movies, and it was really actually through the mid 70s all the way to probably the mid 80s, early mid 80s, is that shine, that gleam in the camera gleam in the film. How it looked foggy, almost like a dream, almost a dream sequence. I like that at the end of Carrie. Well, it was like that the whole way through the movie, but especially at the end of Carrie when the hand comes out of the grave. You notice that gleam, that foggy look. I noticed a lot of these movies even had that. And we just watched The House. We're going to do an episode of Warehouse B. The House was like that.
Yeah.
It was like that too. What else we got next? Is that all you guys want to talk about for acting? Let's talk about score.
What do you got, Brandon?
Let me think. I want to say Burning. I really like the score, just because those little stingers and those little the little sounds they use as the killer approaches. Stalks. I really like that high pitched. I thought that the music in the Prowler was okay.
Yeah. It was a little more subdued.
I watched My Bloody Valentine first, so I'm kind of growing a fog in my brain a little bit about My Bloody Valentine score, but I keep coming back to The Burning. Yeah,
we were talking about this on Messenger one day. Rick Wakeman from Yes did the score to The Burning.
Yes,
famous keyboard player.
Yeah.
And I kept. Especially that scene where he comes up on the raft, the big massacre. You see that in like our opening to Warehouse B.
Which when you break down that scene, it's so ridiculous.
It is.
But at the same time, that's the one image from that movie that you remember.
Yeah.
Because he's in the sunshine and the silhouette of him with holding the shears. It's so goofy. and you're like, where the hell did he come from? How did he bounce up that quick?
In a canoe.
In a canoe.
How did he kill 5 people with garden shears?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was a mess of a scene.
We'll get there.
It's creepy. It was a mess of a scene.
Iconic.
I don't get it. It's iconic at the same time. Yeah. You just don't. It's one of those things you just don't want to break down too much. But anyway, the score part of that was amazing too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go The Burning. You guys can hash it out now.
Yeah, I think I'm going The Burning as well.
Same.
Is that a 3-way sweep?
Yeah, I think you're. Yeah, okay. So a 3-way sweep for The Burning for score. That leaves 2. That's 2 and 2. 2 points for My Bloody Valentine. 2 points for The Burning, and the Prowler's not even on the board yet, which is interesting.
I think it'll get on the board here.
It'll get on the board, but well, do we want to move on? We got Scare Factor up next. Andrew, I'm gonna let you take this one first.
Scare Factor for me, probably going to go My Bloody Valentine on this one. The minor, we'll get there, especially later on. I like that whole character. I like the claustrophobia inside the mine. You know, like I said, close-knit little town, and nobody knows who the miner is. You know, there's all that paranoia going on. To me, it's My Bloody Valentine. Burning's probably second and Prowler third, but they're pretty close.
I would say I think the Prowler has a good scare factor. I think I mean, nothing really scares me, but I think just the creep level, maybe it's the setting, the atmosphere, I don't know, but there's something I really like about the Prowler, probably even over The Burning when it comes to, I don't know if I can explain it, but I agree with you on My Bloody Valentine. I think just between the claustrophobia, I think, and we'll talk about it with Killers, I think he was a little bit more menacing and more intense out of the two between them and Prowler. I mean, because The Burning, that he was pretty intense in that. I don't know, man. I gotta go. I guess I gotta go with My Bloody Valentine, just because it's a long way down, and you trap down there. It's dark. He knows that mine shaft better than I would.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The killer's one of them, and they don't know who. Or
yeah. I think I'm gonna have to go with My Bloody Valentine. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. What about you, Kenny?
I'm gonna go same. You know, kind of like Andrew pointed out. I mean, you got the claustrophobia. I thought that they did a good job hiding him in a sense where, like, he would pop out in times you didn't know he was coming.
Yeah.
In those other two, you could really, I mean, you're like, this guy's definitely going to get killed.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you could see it coming too much. This here, I mean, he would pop out from around a corner and drive an axe pick through somebody's head, or The Burning. It had some good ones in it, but you know, there towards the end where I forget the nerdy guy's name, but when he's being chased.
No, starts with an A. Albert, something like that.
Alfred. Oh, the creepy one. Yeah. Mr. Creep. Yeah.
When he's running from, when he's running from Cropsey through the old ruins of that, you know, rock building. That that lasted
kind of a mine or
16 minutes. 16 minutes too long, man.
It's amazing that Alfred out of all of them was able to outrun this dude who's been getting the best of people this whole movie.
Yeah.
Like literally been waiting. He was waiting in a canoe, just happened to know that they were going to come up on this canoe and spring out, and but he can't catch Alfred in the woods.
Not Alfred, man. So,
Alfred,
no.
Don't underestimate Alfred.
I felt like The Burning and the Prowler had too much of that going on. Too much of just senseless walking around and dragging things out. Felt unnecessary. My Bloody Valentine takes that by a long shot for me. So,
Well, it's 3-2. I think we're already gonna have a winner. Maybe we'll see where these other two go. It's gonna be interesting. So let's go to kills, best kills. Now we still have yet to see the Prowler on the board here. What do you guys think? This is actually kind of weird. I guess sitting here thinking I going into this, just in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, the Prowler is a solid slasher movie. It's a solid movie, and I figured it would hold its own pretty well against these. And I'm just so surprised that I guess I didn't really think about it. You know, like I was just surprised it's not on the board yet.
It is on the board for me. It's gonna take kills.
Prowler's gonna take kills for you.
Even though, and I'm sure I'll let one of the other of you talk about it in for My Bloody Valentine, but I'll just cover the Prowler right here. The stab with the pitchfork in the shower is amazing. The bayonet through the head
right before that,
when he pulls it up and the guy's eyes turn white, that's just amazing. That's a Joseph Zito staple right there.
And didn't Tom Savini do this movie?
Yes, he did the Burning and the Prowler.
That's right.
And you can tell when you watch them. But that was a Joseph Zito staple. He wanted to do that with Mrs. Jarvis in Friday the 13th Part 4, and they didn't let him do it. Somewhere there's a scene that they actually shot where her eyes turn white, I believe.
Well, they were supposed to do something where, if I remember correctly from my video, I think it was supposed to be a dream sequence. They were going to find her in the bed or the tub or something later, and her eyes were going to be white, and it was going to be part of this dream thing that they decided not to go with. Luckily, it was going to basically mirror the other 3 movies where there was some kind of goofy dream sequence at the end. But they just kind of scratched it, which left poor Mama Jarvis without anything to do other than get off screen killed.
Yeah, no resolution to her character.
Right.
I liked it. I liked the kill in the swimming pool. That was shot beautifully.
Dude, it was gruesome too.
Was that a hacksaw to the throat that he had?
I don't know. It was something. I thought it was a large knife, like some kind of large combat knife, but it could have been. But I mean, the way he was using it, and she was struggling. She was almost killing herself.
Yeah,
like she got out of the pool and fighting him, and he was just very slowly sawing into her neck. It was a really good effect.
That his death, getting his head blown off by the shotgun is just wild. So I really like My Bloody Valentine. The Burning is okay with kills, but to me, the Prowler takes it.
I think the Burning's kills were okay. I think they were a little cheesy in places for me.
Yeah.
Especially when you talk about that raft scene. Although the big slash to that girl's forehead was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Obviously, the pitchfork up through the chin and out the eyeball is one of our favorite kills of all time. In any slasher movie, probably. Definitely in My Bloody Valentine for me. There's a lot of really good kills in My Bloody Valentine. He picked her up and what was that on that he picked her up and stabbed and hung her?
Was that like their shower or something down in the
shower handle?
Yeah.
Yeah, shower head. Yeah, that was pretty gross. He hacked that woman up and threw her in the dryer. That was an interesting discover kill.
Yeah, I like that.
Yes.
What else was there?
I actually like in My Bloody Valentine, the opening scene there where he kills the girl. Later on, they find the heart in a box of chocolates, and that is supposed to have been a 30-year-old woman. You just assume that was her heart that he had sent them, so they'd stop the dance. I liked how that all tied back.
How about that hooker's death in The Burning, the beginning? That was kind of gruesome with the scissors. I mean, just kind of twisted in her gut. She was screaming. That was pretty gross. That was pretty gruesome. I really liked My Bloody Valentine. I think The Burning's last place just a little bit on this one. I'm going to go with the Prowler too. I mean, it needs to be on the board anyway. It needs some love, and I think it's well deserved. I'm not just putting it on the board to put it on the board. I think it's well deserved. I agree that the stab in the head with that knife and the eyes coming up, and then right after that pitchfork in the shower was some of the most gruesome, just terrible shit I've seen. Just because of the situation, and her screaming in agony. They were 2 good kills. What do you think, Kenny? I know we got the winner.
I'm Prowler.
Prowler, okay.
I'm Prowler on that.
Well, at least the Prowler got something. You know that. I mean, it is really worth the watch. It didn't get shut out. Yeah, it is worth the watch too, for sure. I guess
every one of these are worth the watch for people.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Don't sleep on these movies.
No. If you want some good 80s horror or 80s slasher movies, definitely watch these. The Burning, I don't know. The Burning's worth it too. Just to see Savini's effects.
Yeah. Of all these movies, my wife watched them with me. The Burning's her favorite, believe it or not. So
really,
it's my favorite.
It is your favorite? Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to ask you guys at the end.
If I was to just pick one to watch, I would sit down and enjoy The Burning more, just because of the setting and all that. I really get into that.
Yeah. Just overall.
So, it's a fun movie.
Well, what we got to finish this last one up. It'll be interesting. So, what are we going to go with the best killer? Because we've got 3 points to My Bloody Valentine. We got 2 points to The Burning, 1 point to the Prowler. The Burning could tie it up here, or or My Bloody Valentine can win. So, you going best killer? Are we going My Bloody Valentine, or are we going to go The Burning, or are we going to go The Prowler?
I'm going with My Bloody Valentine.
Honestly, I think I may have already said it. I don't know. I got to agree. I like The Burning's okay. It's whatever. It's I like the kills. The setting's okay. I'm just not as high on The Burning as We Lost Kenny. I'm not as high on The Burning as you guys are. Probably. Let's add him back here. Kenny, I was just saying that I'm not as high on The Burning as you guys are.
I read somewhere that Tom Savini only had 3 days to do the makeup for Cropsy in The Burning, and so he was kind of upset about that. And I think, when there's that big reveal there in that mine, I think it's a bit of a letdown with his lopsided head and everything. Yeah. I'm definitely going My Bloody Valentine as well. I think the Prowler's a cool killer, but
I think he's an efficient killer. I mean, that's the thing, is he is an efficient guy. Like he's a dangerous guy who uses a lot of different weapons at his disposal. And I think that that's scary and dangerous on its own. But there's just something about the killer in My Bloody Valentine. He knows the mine shaft really well. Obviously, he's kind of one of them, but he just seems so sinister in this.
Yeah.
There's something about him.
Harry Warden is my 3rd favorite slasher of all time.
Really?
Like behind Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers, Harry Warden's. I put him above Freddy Krueger, and he's only really had the one movie.
Right.
But yeah, I love that character in this movie. I love the look of the character. He looks badass.
He does look badass,
and it serves its purpose for the story. I love the choice of weapon. I love that whole scene. We didn't even talk about it during kills a little bit. The pickaxe through the jaw. But how they set up the miner in the deal, and that bartender kept opening that door. And
I thought it was funny. Yeah.
I just how it fit the scene perfectly, because I'm going to put the miner in here, and I don't know. I love that character. So this was always going to take this for me.
Yeah, I agree. Their just overall presence is just better. Although, like I said, the Prowler's pretty efficient. But yeah, definitely easy pick for me to My Bloody Valentine.
He's efficient. He ain't efficient. My bad.
Wow. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Okay, so that means 4 points. That's 4 points of My Bloody Valentine out of 7. My Bloody Valentine takes the win, and it's a good win. Poor Prowler only got 1 point, but at least it didn't get shut out. You can't go wrong with any of these movies. They're good old-fashioned classic 80s slasher movies. It's kind of during the height of that craze. Yeah. Before it kind of burned out by 83 or 4, and so on. Anybody have anything to say before we wrap this up?
No, I like them all. I really like My Bloody Valentine. It's my go-to of these, with The Burning a close second. But The Prowler, I do like the atmosphere and everything in it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, with that said, we're going to wrap this thing up. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below what you think of all three of these movies, what you think should have won. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. What do we got coming up next? We got another versus or anything on down the line?
Coming up, either the next one or the one after, we're going to do Mad Max Fury Road versus the OG, or well, not the OG, the Road Warrior, the second.
Yeah, that's right. Because we got the new Mad Max coming out too. We're gonna talk about that as well.
And then
okay, cool.
We might have one before that. We'll see where the schedule lines up, where we're at.
Okay, cool. And be on the lookout for Warehouse B episode, The House. That's a good mid-80s horror flick, more of a ghost flick. So we're gonna talk about that here real soon. Until next time, guys. Thank you so much. We're out of here.
Yeah.